job, guys.
Long run actually is crucial for me. It makes my body to conduce itself for running for a long time. It tells my mind and my body that you need to run that long. The more I do the long run, the more my body actually responds to running for a very long time and performing in a race.
This is what champions are made of, man.
Yeah, we will think like even the day before he is like it's gonna rain tonight, so we will ask the elderly athletes, like they will check, oh maybe small rain, it comes from that side, that route will not go, we will go maybe that route. So we are the whole afternoon we are discussing about where we will go tomorrow. But actually I think it's more that you are a little bit nervous, but I think on a healthy way. You are like excited to see what can I run tomorrow, and it's also a very good test. Even everyone is like 8:30, it's so silent. Everyone is on bed. It's like, and normally you see like at 9 people are still chatting outside and lights are on. You will see like people are sleeping so early and preparing themselves, and yeah.
A marathon is basically 90 to 95% mileage, of which if you don't do it, then the chances that you are going to perform is less likely. That's why you find some athletes who is less prepared. When he or she reaches around 35 to 40, that's when he faces some kind of problems or challenges. It is because he or she hasn't locked in mileage.
And imagine, let's say I wake up like 5:40 in the morning. I'm running 4:00 the first K at 6:10. So less than 25 minutes when I woke up, and when we start running, it's like you just take banana, some water, you change, you go outside, it's still dark, and boom.
First thing what I'm thinking about is on how my movement is and how my body is reacting when it's down the hill and when it is up the hill and towards the end, how will it be?
30K most of the time, coach is not around. We just start by our own. It's almost like 70 people. And that one is actually, you just go. If someone decides to open the first kilometer in 4:00 or 3:00, it's up to you. Someone will feel good today or strong or have race soon or is nervous or whatever, and he will push, and most people will go with him. So sometimes in the beginning I was really like, always like, why we don't control the long runs? But I think it was a good thing for your mental training also, because in a race you don't control. You're running with an athlete who's training now in Ethiopia, an athlete who's training in America, an athlete who's training in Europe, and then you'll come together in a race. You can't tell them like, hey, let's run today at this pace. So you have to deal with that moment. But we have really some crazy athletes who will do like 3:00, 2:55, the third kilometer, and it's still dark. And then you sometimes say, am I dreaming? It's like in the forest, you were just sleeping and now you are running like chasing, and why are you going so fast? If you let them go too far, you run alone the whole long run.
So when I do the 25K long run, it gets very close to the race pace. We like to do it progressive. So we start slower, like around let's say 3:20 pace, and we try to go up to 2:55 pace, which is very close to the half marathon pace. And when we go for longer runs, like 35 or 40, we maintain like a good pace, which is like maybe 3:30, 3:35, but it's still far from the race pace. And we try to do it on a hilly course so that it gives us some more challenge.
The 40 kilometer, everyone is of course nervous of the distance, so we always start a little bit cool. But most of the time, coach is around and he controls always. He's like, don't kill yourself in 40 kilometers. So that's the difference. So 30K is actually always surviving mode, and 40 kilometers is like, let's finish, okay, you know.
We profile all our athletes, we set targets where they know they can easily achieve. Those targets determines also how they are positioned in training. When they're going for a long run, if the goal for that session, which calls for mostly 70% at the high, so your percentage effort should be between 60 and 70%. But once the athlete internalizes that my percentage effort of 60 to 70% in this long run, it feels like this, then they should be able to run through at that percentage effort to the end or the training session. Of course, we have to be a bit careful because we are talking about altitude of sometimes 2,500 to 2,700. So you have to be careful in how do you run those runs.
Both are very important. If you don't do speed, you cannot run good at marathon. If you don't do long runs, only with speed workouts, you cannot cover the marathon. So both are combination very important, you know. It's helping each other. So it's interconnected. So. We have different places, you know. At this, if you see at this, you know, all around there is forests and really beautiful surrounding, you know, around Addis Ababa. There is different, you know, 5, 6 way out, you know, from Addis. Very beautiful landscaping and a great place to train. So we can choose most of the time, you know, like lower altitude area to run maybe long or to maintain, you know, good speed. You don't need to maybe stay at really high altitude, maybe long runs. Just sometimes lowest area to maintain speed and also cardio.
የሆነ ነገር በማረጋው ሰዓት ከኛ ቂ አይደለም። ስለዚህ ለማራት ለምትፈልጉት ነገር አያዘጋጃችሁ።
Actually, you know, it is the distance what you run, what matters. For the marathon, I mean, if you run a marathon, of course you have to do at least the same distance because you're practicing. You let know your body is knowing. So that's why athlete has to do at least the same speed, you know, once in a certain time.
If you don't have any adaptation, it's not possible to run for marathon. You know, for long distance like 42 kilometer, 40 kilometer, you do like this kind of endurance training. It's easy for marathon for competition because marathon for starting after 30 kilometer. So for one marathon, all athletes are doing for 2 times 40 kilometer or 42 kilometer in the road or the forest. If you have good endurance in your body, it's marathon is easy.
Most of the time we share information, like if the leading group to go too fast, example, you tell them that they are going too fast. If they go too slow, you tell them they have to go too slow. When they are doing great, you try to motivate them, keep going, it's great, you're doing well, and yeah, some kind of conversation like that, but there is not other conversation.
At the start we really talk and joke around, but inside the long run we just talking a little bit, but most of the time is actually to really concentrate on yourself, really concentrate on the long run. You know, if you talk too much, then you can lose concentration, and we train ourselves to be silent, like the way we are actually running the race itself.
There is some discussions, sometimes more than others, especially when we go for the 35 or 40K. We try to really control the pace. So if the guys start pushing, I tell them, no, it's not the goal today. The goal is just to go for the distance. Yeah, but in 25K, I let them more like free. I let them push. I let myself also push. If somebody is dropping and we see it's almost the end, we try to encourage him. Yeah, there's a good team spirit during the long runs.
I really believe in teamwork because you need support. You know, at one point or in life, you cannot succeed alone. There should be somebody who really upholds you. So you need somebody to support you. You need somebody to help you in training because you cannot do it alone. They are helping me train together and of course support me in training. You know, push together. You know, it's about teamwork. So that's really one amazing thing about my training group. It's a tough kind of thing, but of course I know all things are possible.
They've incorporated the concept of teamwork in their training, and they know the benefits they gain. So they position themselves naturally. You don't have to organize them anymore as a coach. The athletes that who are close, they always know the potential of each one of them. When somebody goes beyond, especially when they know themselves, they always have a system of recalling and sanctioning one another, so that at least they know it's the ideal situation for being in a group setting is to have maximum benefits of being in a group, and they have internal reinforcement so that all athletes don't waste themselves, but at the end of the day maximize the benefits of being in a team setting.
We don't actually discuss who is in front, who is at the back. If somebody is speeding too much, you feel it's crucial to actually give an advice to him, then you do it. Everybody is free. In long runs, we don't have captains, we don't have bosses, but we have leaders, and we expect everybody to be a leader in his own capacity and to be actually in charge of the long run. So we don't train people to perform or to finish long runs, but we train people to be human beings when they are running long run.
If somebody gets crazy, then the whole team try to advise him or try to tell him that it's too fast and it's better to keep a certain pace so that we can finish together. Otherwise, if you go very fast, then the chances that the entire team will pass you midway or towards the end of the session is high.
There is always a competition even in training, and that's what we are trying to control, and it's not easy because we are all competitors, and but we must remind ourselves that the competition should stay for the competition. But I think sometimes it's good to have a bit of competition in training, and that will push us to go next level, but not every day, not every day.
I mean, at least in my case, I use what I call coach's high. It's a special high that you use as a coach when, at least at training, you have that specific concentration to see, is this athlete putting in the necessary effort? Is he overdoing it?
We normally take after each and every 5 kilometers. And we are doing so because in a real race, that's what's happened. After each and every 5 kilometers, we take fluids in a race. So we are trying to mimic or trying to prepare in such a way that during the race day, you know that this is what I've been doing, and it becomes easier because it's something that you've been going through each and every time.
Sometimes it's foggy, so running inside the fog is sometimes fun. Because when you are running a uphill, you don't see it, so you are just running, and then all of a sudden you are past the hill.
Rain actually affects most of our long runs. But all in all is that even if it's raining, we are doing it because it's a program. We need to do it, and we believe by doing it in a challenging ways is the only way to survive in sport.
If you look at the long run, it can be hard sometimes because it's the end of the week and 6 day in, day out, and then the last day Sunday. Most of the time we do our long run Sunday, and then if you train from Monday until Saturday, hard training, and Sunday sometimes you can feel tired. But the other side is you don't have that negative feeling like on the track. So especially if your endurance is good, the long run will be always good.
You are in full concentration because you know why you are here. There's nothing much to do here, and so if you don't do your job well, it's like why you are here then? Why you are suffering or doing all these things then?
Everything that we are doing in training, it's part of what we wanted to be, because we have come here with one purpose. We left everything behind. It's only that to think about what we came here and to work for what we came here.
It means really a lot to me as a part of training. When you do a long run 40 kilometers, that gives you a motivation and gives you a self-belief that you can do it in a marathon.
I can say long run is like life because you are going up, down, having a lot of challenges, but when you finish it, you can actually be happy. The atmosphere is really on high note. We respect each other. Nobody is big, nobody is small. We are all human beings. Our aim is to achieve. Our aim is actually to perform. Our aim is to have a goal whereby you can perform perfectly. But above all is that we are building human beings to perform, to achieve enough goals.
People already remembering, people who knows sports, how it is, I'm sure everyone tried sometimes sport. They know how hard it is, and they feel it.
Sometimes it's foggy, so running inside the fog is sometimes fun. Because when you are running a uphill, you don't see it, so you are just running, and then all of a sudden you are past the hill.
Rain actually affects most of our long runs, but all in all is that even if it's raining, we are doing it because it's a program. We need to do it, and we believe by doing it in a challenging ways is the only way to survive in sport.
If you look at the long run, it can be hard sometimes because it's the end of the week and 6 day in, day out, and then the last day Sunday. Most of the time we do our long run Sunday, and then if you train from Monday until Saturday, hard training, and Sunday sometimes you can feel tired. But the other side is you don't have that negative feeling like on the track. So especially if your endurance is good, the long run will be always good.
You are in full concentration because you know why you are here. There's nothing much to do here, and so if you don't do your job well, it's like why you are here then? Why you are suffering or doing all these things then?
Everything that we are doing in training, it's part of what we wanted to be, because we have come here with one purpose. We left everything behind. It's only that to think about what we came here and to work for what we came here.
It means really a lot to me as a part of training. When you do a long run 40 kilometers, that gives you a motivation and gives you a self-belief that you can do it in a marathon.
I can say long run is like life because you are going up, down, having a lot of challenges, but when you finish it, you can actually be happy. The atmosphere is really on high note. We respect each other. Nobody is big, nobody is small. We are all human beings. Our aim is to achieve. Our aim is actually to perform. Our aim is to have a goal whereby you can perform perfectly. But above all is that we are building human beings to perform, to achieve enough goals.
People already remembering, people who knows sports, how it is, I'm sure everyone tried sometimes sport. They know how hard it is, and they feel it.